All right, let's talk about something that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction, but is actually here. It's a new tool from Google called Opal. And the promise? It's a big one. What if you could build an app? A real working app, not with lines of code, but just with words. Let's see what this is all about. But before we dive in, let's try a little experiment. You hear about this cool new tool, you're excited, you open up Google, and you type in that one simple word, Opal. What do you think you're going to find? You find a complete mess. Seriously, there's a screen time app called Opal, some kind of data security thing called Opal, a compiler, a cybersecurity platform. The list just goes on and on. It's the perfect example of how much noise is out there, making it almost impossible to find the thing you're actually looking for. Okay, so let's just clear all that clutter away. We are talking specifically about Google Opal. And what is it? It's an AI tool for building little apps from plain text, and it's made for people who are not professional developers. That's our focus right here. Now, to really get what makes Opal so different, you have to understand the idea behind it. And that brings us to this really cool concept they're calling vibe coding. It's a totally new way to think about making things. So what on earth is vibe coding? Well, it basically means you stop giving a computer super specific step-by-step instructions. Instead, you just describe your goal, the vibe of what you want to accomplish. You focus on the what, and you let the AI figure out the how. And this is the key difference. With older no-code tools, you're still kind of thinking like a programmer, right? You're dragging and dropping logic blocks and connecting them. But with vibe coding, you just start with your idea. You describe it, and the AI does the hard work of building out that basic structure for you. I mean, the barrier to entry just completely vanished. So how does this magic actually happen? It's surprisingly simple, really. It's a four-step dance. 1, you give it a prompt. 2, Google's AI, probably something like Gemini, builds the logic. 3, it shows you what it built as a simple flowchart. And 4, you get to tweak it and then share your brand new mini app. That's it. All right, enough with the theory. It sounds cool, but let's actually get our hands dirty and see how this thing works. We're going to walk through building a little mini app right now, and you'll see how we can go from just an idea to a real shareable tool in no time. Okay, let's build a little app called On This Day in History. So first up, you just start a new project, a new Opal. Then you need a way for the user to give you information. So you add an input block. You just type in your question, something simple like, when is your birthday? After that, you add the magic piece, the AI brain, which they call a generate node. This is where the thinking is going to happen. Next, you literally just connect the dots. You draw a line from the user's birthday input to that AI brain. Then you give the AI its main job, its master prompt. Something like, hey, go find a really fun historical event that happened on the birthday the user gave you. And finally, you just add one more block to show the result. And boom, you just built an app. And this is the part that you really have to let sink in. You're not learning a programming language, you're not worrying about syntax or logic gates. The whole thing feels less like engineering and more like you're just having a structured chat with a really smart assistant to build something from scratch. Okay, so making a little birthday app is a fun party trick, but what's the real power here? What can you actually do with this thing? Let's zoom out a bit and see what kind of real-world problems Opal can solve and how it fits in with all the other tools out there. This is where it gets really exciting. Forget the birthday app for a second. Imagine building a tool where you just give it one keyword and it spits out a whole blog post, a bunch of social media captions, and even a newsletter draft. Or what about an app that reads your messy meeting notes and automatically pulls out all the action items? Or, get this, a tool that can take any YouTube video and turn it into a quiz to see if you were paying attention. We're talking about automating entire workflows here. So you might be thinking, well, isn't this just like Bubble or Canva? Not really. You have to put Opal in its own category. It's not trying to replace a powerhouse like Bubble for building a whole startup. And it's not a design tool like Canva. Its sweet spot, its core strength, is for building and testing these small AI-powered tools really, really fast. It's all about rapid AI prototyping. So, what does all of this mean for the future? When you step back and look at it, Opal isn't just another cool app. It's a sign. It's a signal of a massive shift in how we're all going to create things with technology. Now, let's be real for a second. We have to keep our feet on the ground. Opal is still very much an experiment from Google Labs. It's a beta product. You're not going to build the next Facebook on it. There are no databases or user logins. And, because the AI is doing so much of the work, sometimes it can be a bit of a black box, which makes fixing problems a little tricky. So it's super important to know what its limits are right now. But even with those limitations, the long-term idea here is just profound. Tools like Opal are doing one thing really, really well. They are blurring that line between someone who just uses software and someone who actually creates it. This is what democratizing technology looks like. It's putting the power to build your own custom tools in everyone's hands. And that really brings us to the final big question, and this one's for you. Knowing that you could build a tiny little app to automate some boring, tedious part of your job or your life just by describing it, what's the first process you're going to automate?